Hello everyone, and welcome to the beginning of the Slayer Monster League. This is my new take on how I'm going to do loot videos. Rather than doing 10 hours of a monster and then comparing a whole bunch of them at the end, I'm going to put them head to head in a series of 2-hour sets, and points will be awarded to the monster which gives the most GP in each 2 hours. There are 10 Slayer creatures that have been chosen for this series, and I'll get to them in a moment, but before we see what they are, let's take a look at how the GP made is defined and how the scoring system will work. First of all these kills will be done on task to give the best chance of a rare drop in the cases where there's an increased chance of a drop on task. It's no secret that I spent double XP week getting 120 Slayer so that I could use the cape perk to speed up this process. The 2-hour timer starts the moment I leave the max guild to go wherever I'm headed. At the end of a task, the timer will be paused and will restart when I'm back at the creatures on a new task. The price of potions, divine charges, food, scrimshaws, viswax, etc. will be removed from the total money made. We're looking at the profit for this. In the case of a death cost will be removed as well, but I'm hoping there won't be any of those. The creature with the most profit made in 2 hours of on-task killing wins a match, and there will be 2 matches per episode, so that's 8 hours of Slayer task per episode. The scoring will work like this. A win by 5 million GP or more in 2 hours will earn a creature 4 points. A win by a margin smaller than 5 mil will be 3 points. A tie, which is any result within 50k, is worth 2 points. A loss by less than 5 mil will give a single consolation point, and if the creature fails to get within 5 million GP of the winner after 2 hours, they earn 0 points. Let's take a look at the creatures we have lined up ready for the series. There are 10 creatures which, in a moment, will be separated into 2 groups. Let's go and take a look. The first creatures we have are Erots. These creatures always drop Erot bones worth over 6k each. They drop a large amount of rune salvage items with a chance of getting razorback gauntlets and ceramic scales. Second are the creatures of the Lost Grove. There are 3 possible monsters that can represent this task. Whilst in the video I've used bulbous crawlers to represent them, it's more likely that I'll be killing moss golems. These creatures can drop guarana seeds worth upwards of 300k, as well as a 1 in 1500 chance of getting cindervein gloves or an ancient elven ritual shard for a basically guaranteed win. Third up, we have corrupted creatures. Again, any of the corrupted creatures can represent this task, but it's most likely that I'll be doing corrupted workers. These can be killed in very high volume very quickly, and they drop vital sparks and keys to the crossing, which can add up to a very tidy sum. However, the cost of the Feathers of Mana will come out to the profit. Next up we have enemies. These creatures drop a wide variety of drops, including a lot of rune salvage, crystal items, and the blood necklace shard at 1 in 512. These creatures also drop a lot of herbs, and give guaranteed torture ashes drop at 3.6k each. Next up, we have the Elves of Privinas. Killing the Yorwath Elves will give a large amount of rune salvage, noted herbs, and straight up GP drops. These can be killed with aggression pots. I'm not sure I'm going to risk that straight out of the gate, but they can still be killed very quickly without them. The 6th task is Muspers. These again drop a lot of rune salvage, as well as dragon items which can be alphed or sold. Killing these with ancient magics gives double damage, allowing for very fast kills, and the runes are often returned as drops of blood or death runes. 7th, we have nightmare creatures. With guaranteed elder energy drops, rune salvage, and dragon battle axe drops, their consistent money is good. Much like the creatures of the Lost Grove task, nightmares can drop a huge item which can almost guarantee a win. The nightmare gauntlets, at 1 in 2000 on task, currently have a going price of 24 million. The next creature keeps us in the realm of Freneske with Nihils. These can be killed very easily, and again, any of the 4 types of Nihils will work. Most likely to be on the end of the bolts are Smoke Nihils, which drop Aviancy Talons and Elder Energy, which can be converted after the 2 hours is over into Smoke Nihil pouches for about 150k each. Highly unlikely at 1 in a million, literally 1 in a million, is the Zarite Bow drop with 6 million GP. But let's not expect that. The penultimate task is Soul Devourers. Much like corrupted creatures, any of them will fit the bill, but for the time being, I'm most comfortable killing either Salar Axe or Feline Axe with aggression potions. Again, they drop vital sparks and keys to the crossing, but will lose money to the feathers of hat. The final task competing in the series is Vile Blooms. Liverworts are another task with a chance of a super rare drop that can win a match. In at 1 in 2000 on task, the Blaster Fusion Boots are worth 85 million or so. These creatures also drop coins, water talismans, and a lot of potion ingredients. And with the 10 competitors announced, let's go and split them into 2 groups for the first round of the competition. So here we have our wheel. It's got all 10 creatures that we're going to be killing for the series on it, and each time I spin it's going to go 1 to Group A and then 1 to Group B and then back to Group A. Very simple. Let's spin for the first team in Group A. Ooh, it's Nihil into the first slot in Group A. Let's take a look at who's going to be in Group B. Okay, Erets are going to be in Group B away from the Nihils. Back into Group A, the second team. Vile Blooms alongside Nihils in Group A. Looking for another one for Group B now. We have Muzpa, so we're not going to be seeing Nihils against Muzpas. Back into Group A. We have the Elves. We're going to be using the Elves in Prifdinus for them. Group B. Just a few more teams left. Muzpas have already been selected. Let's go again. Ooh, Nightmares. So we do have the fight between the Muzpas and the Nightmares over in Freneske. Let's go back to Group A. Okay, Corrupted Creatures are in Group A for the penultimate team now in Group B. It's gonna be the Edimu. So we're going to have the other Prifdinus grouping over in Group B, away from the Elves. Now for the final spin of the wheel to get our final team in Group A. And then whoever's left will obviously then go into Group B. Nightmares we've had. Corrupted Creatures we've had. Elves we've had. Okay, Creatures of the Lost Grove, which means that the Soul Devourers are going to be in Group B. So let's go and look at the full groups and see how they stand. Now let's take a look at the groups in full completion. We have in Group A, Nihils, Vile Blooms, Elves, Corrupted Creatures, and Creatures of the Lost Grove. In Group B, we have Erets, Muzpas, Nightmares, Edimu, and Soul Devourers. Each creature in each group will face all the other creatures in their group, and then the top 2 creatures from each group will move on to a semi-final and then a final, which may be a best 2 out of 3, but we'll see. I need to stop saying when videos are going to come out, because for example this was meant to be Wednesdays and today's video was meant to be hardcore, but now they've swapped. So whenever the first video of this comes out, it's going to be 2 matchups from Group A, Vile Blooms versus Elves, and Nihils versus Corrupted Creatures. Down in the comments, I want you to leave predictions of who you think is going to win those 2 matches, as well as a prediction of who's going to win the overall tournament. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with the competition, and like the video so that YouTube puts it into more people's suggested lists. I'll see you next time, goodbye.